Welcome to The Next Chapter, a show about how to move your life forward and what comes next. I'm your host, Carey Pena. Hi, everyone. I'm Carey Pena, and this is The Next Chapter podcast. With me in studio today, Myranda, and she's so cool that she only has one name. And I've been wanting you to come on the show for so long. Thank you so much for being here.
It's an honor. Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited. And you look so beautiful today. I have to say, you resemble Donatella Versace.
Well, thank you
look
very
stunning.
much.
Absolutely gorgeous.
I love it, and I love your jacket. And Myranda, for those who don't know, it has become a very famous jewelry designer, and you design for a lot of celebrities. You're here today, though, to talk about, this journey that you've been on. And it's really a journey of entrepreneurial grit and never forgetting where you came from. No matter how much your star may rise,
yes.
No matter how many beautiful things now you're able to create and own.
Yes.
Never forget your root story.
And truly, we here at myself and at Myranda Fine Jewelry with my team, we all really are so humble. We never forget where we came from and where we continue to climb that mountain.
Let's talk about your backstory. You grew up, your mom, you say was just a lovely person,
yes.
But she struggled with addiction issues.
Yes.
Talk about your upbringing.
So my mom was amazing. She, came here from Kansas. She even sewed all of our matching dresses. We were the family. And so my dad was heavily involved with the union, and there were a lot of, right movements at that time. My mom really kind of fell short, couldn't really handle it. And she started with addiction, and her main addiction was alcoholism. And so shortly after that, she, we moved around a lot. We pretty much lost everything. We were the family at one Christmas that we literally got a food basket. And so we were that family that needed help from all areas.
What did that do to you as a child?
Well, I think it taught myself and my sister and I survival skills. That how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? And my biggest thing in life is no excuses. If I can do this, if I could build this journey, if I could go to work every day and build a company, anyone can. Because when you could survive something as you need water and you need food and your electricity's shut off and your brother has just OD'd of heroin, your sister's pregnant, you have nothing but each other, or you really have each other. Even more importantly than that, you have yourself, and you have to bank on yourself. And I always say this to everyone, being depressed, yes, it's okay to be sad for a moment, but that's a luxury. And that was a luxury I could not afford.
What kept you going? I mean, was it a positive outlook? Was it that you knew at a young age that you wanted to make something of your life?
The number one thing when I think about what kept me going is I want to get out of here. I looked at the neighborhood, the barrio. I looked at where we were living. I looked at how many times we were being evicted, how many times we had to move. And I said, I want to get out of here. And I'm going to believe in myself, and we are going to do this. I'm going to get out of here. So that's how it really started. And then really just mimicking and watching anyone I could that I looked up to.
And you had an interest at an early age with jewelry. You were interested in it. So tell me about that, how that started to grow in your mind. I love this.
So I went to a school where it was really hard. There were a lot of gangs, a lot of fighting. So I saw this private school. I ended up applying with scholarships and help from many. I get into this school, and the first thing we're talking, and what's your favorite color? And I said, sparkle. And my teacher said, that's not a color, Myranda. And I said, well, it's my color. And so we had to do a book, and it was, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you had to cut out jewelry. Now, mind you, I come from nothing. I have teachers tutoring me for free round the clock to get me even up to grade level, bringing me free lunches. I'm wearing the same shirt to a fancy school three days in a row. So really, I'm having to deal with judgment. I'm having to deal with so much diversity, and again, pull yourself in, pull yourself up from looking inward.
Yeah.
So then I write this. I do this. I create this book, and it's everything you could think of. Cartier, anything that basically no one that came from my upbringing would even know about. But for so many years, I was just so obsessed with jewelry. So any magazine I found, and back then it was always paper, there was no internet, I was obsessed with looking at jewelry.
I love this because I think it's really important that we all create this sort of vision board. You didn't realize at the time that's what you were doing, but you were creating a vision board, a roadmap for your life.
Yeah.
Now, your heritage is you're Mexican and Swedish?
Yes, Mexican, Swedish, and German.
And your godfather was Cesar Chavez?
Yes, Cesar Chavez, the labor leader. And my dad was Bill Soltero, a big-time union official.
So a lot of folks who go through what you're describing in childhood, and I know that you have a positive outlook and you made something really great for your life, but a lot of times that sort of trauma really hinders people. How do you think you were able to advance your life without letting that become the definition of your story?
That is such a good question, Carey. And I see and I talk to people, especially beautiful young women all the time. Well, you don't understand my life. You don't know what I'm going through, Myranda. I'm like, listen, drugs, it's a Band-Aid. Alcohol, it's a Band-Aid. I constantly am basically people that grew up, the statistics are people that grow up in the environment that I grew up, 100% should not and would have not ever even wanted to do anything with their lives, because we are so into feeling sorry for ourselves and just saying, hey, but look at my environment, excuses. And yes, there is empathy in your environment and sympathy and everything you could imagine. I think what really motivated me was to just look inward and just know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But guess what? You have to make your light. No one else is gonna drive the truck. No one else is gonna drive your heart. No one else is gonna drive your body forward but you. And it is so hard. You know what I always say every day? Pick your hard. Being skinny is hard. Being fat is hard. Being rich is hard. Being poor is hard. Getting up every day and working, yes, it's hard, but pick your hard. It's hard. It's hard to be hungry. It's hard to, so pick your hard. And I think that's kind of what pushes me.
Do you think that there is a tendency to have a victim mentality now? I mean, I go back and forth on this because I do a lot of reporting in the mental health space, so I'm really sensitive to that.
Yeah.
But I also think what you're saying has so much validity that you don't want to allow yourself to be a victim in your own story, because we all can write our story.
Yes, I love that you said that. We could all write our story. We are the beginning. We are each chapter. Not saying we can control everything, because we can't, but we can control the outcome most of the time.
And I know it is so challenging for children.
So
who, don't have the ability to pull themselves out of certain situations.
Yeah.
So you do so much work with children, and you do so much giving back. That's really important to you.
Oh, yes. When I opened my company in January, my own company, so I've always been in the jewelry industry, now 100%, now founded Myranda Fine Jewelry. And giving back is our number one goal. Even a couple of months ago, my whole team got together and said, Myranda, we've got to slow down. And I said, nope, we've just got to continue to do more. And we honed it in and said, okay, wait, we're giving back so much. But every time we give back, we see so many blessings. And the blessings that we see are in helping children get food. Helping, I belong to Chandler Service Club, where we feed 780 kids a week. And they're not kids that are, they're kids literally in our backyards.
Yeah.
And it's all right in front of us. And so, yes, I give back to education. We donate to my company donates to over 40 schools. And the nice thing about my team is everyone's on board to give back. I have an incredible team of very talented, wonderful women. And literally a couple of them come from the hardest beginnings. And they are so successful now. And I look at them and I'm like, wow. And literally, one literally was on drugs 5 years ago. And now she is one of my lead sales team members.
For you, let's talk about how you were able to build this kind of success that allows you to give back that much and that deeply. How did you build your business into what it is today?
Well, I have a saying, there's no one that's going to outwork me. and I can
love that.
So I think that, people, they want, especially now with our younger society, we want this really great life that's, hey, maybe 10 to 4, or maybe it's on our time. But I really feel that when you're so passionate about what you'd love, and it could be anything, you want a dog grooming business, go do it. Any business, as long as there's passion. I always say I'll hire passion over education any day of the week.
Why is that so important to you? You think that you can help to shape their knowledge of the jewelry industry, but you can't force passion on people.
Exactly. You can't, if you're not a believer in what you do, and if you don't, I always say this, if you can't love yourself, no one else is going to love you. If you don't believe in what you want to do, no one else is going to do it. The paycheck, that will come. But I think the reason that Myranda Fine Jewelry and my entire team, myself, have grown into this incredible sought after empire, we hit the pavement. We've hit the pavement for decades. And we have been mean what you say and say what you mean.
That's right.
And there's not a product I build that I don't back 100%. And I think when people can look in your eyes and know, wow, this is the real deal. And I think when you believe in yourself and you have so much passion, it's hard for someone to tell you no.
That's right.
So anyone that comes from a hard situation, believe in yourself, even on days you can't. Fake it till you make it sometimes. And I know that's hard, but just believe in yourself and really try to find something you have passion about.
Talk about the school you went to, MIT.
Yeah. Okay. So a wonderful lady told me that I really look up to. So it's a joke. Where did you go to school, Myranda? And I'm like, MIT. And they're like, oh, that's so prestigious. I'm like, I know, right? Mistakes I have tried.
So owning your whole story, even though you're now in a fancy world a lot of times, and you're dealing with high profile people, and you make incredible pieces of jewelry that are gorgeous. But owning your story and not being embarrassed or ashamed, how freeing is that for you?
It's so freeing. And guess what? It wasn't always that case. It wasn't always that story. I would, oh my gosh, I hope that they didn't find out my story. Oh my gosh, I'm embarrassed that we've moved so many times. I hope that when we're out at this event, no one knows where we came from. And then you know what? I'm like, wow, I wear it here and here. And I'm like, I'm so proud because I want to help others. And you know what? I want to be relatable. And when I think of my jewelry store, we are an approachable jewelry store. We're all so approachable. People say all the time, oh my gosh, Myranda, I was so nervous. I went to this fancy jewelry store. We come in here and oh my gosh, you're like family. And there's still the champagne, there's still everything. But I think it sets you free in a way that literally will help, that molds you to fly. I think when I first started coming out about my entire story, and I have a huge journey, and there's nothing I'm not like, yes, that's my journey. Yes, oh, Myranda, don't worry, I'm not judging you. I said, oh, guess what? Even if you are, I love my story. I'm like, guess what? Everyone has a story. What's yours? And so people used to say that all the time. Oh, everyone has a story, Myranda. I'm like, oh no, they don't have my story. Oh boy, they would die, And I think it is so freeing, and I think it helps you literally fly.
I find that to be such an important point because we do a lot of reporting about trauma, recovering from traumatic experiences in life. And I think that just owning your story, whatever has happened to you, once you speak it aloud and you don't feel shame, it's very freeing.
So freeing. I think that is honest. You just gave me chills right now. I think that it is so freeing. And I think, again, it makes you so approachable and relatable because there's so many people that you can help. And there's people in situations like how I grew up and how my sister and I grew up. And it starts to mold them. But if somebody in that situation could look at somebody else and say, oh my gosh, wow, I'm not alone. Then all of a sudden you have no idea how many lives you start to change. And that is so freeing as well.
I love that you're a woman on a mission. And I want to ask you, what is your next chapter?
That's a great question. My next chapter is continuing to help women. I'm chairing the Chandler Service Club Chandler Service Ball this year, where I have 32 wonderful, I have another chair as well. We have 32 wonderful women that they're going to be doing a Hands of Service project on. And so I think my next chapter is continuing to grow, opening more stores, and continuing to give back and just mentor as many people. I say people, as many humans that want to be mentored.
Yeah.
And I think I think my team wants that direction. And I think that I definitely want to move us in that direction, and really giving back to organizations, not just giving back. We don't just give back with a check. We give our time. I mean, we are donating not only a beautiful piece, but my girls show up to help with the raffle and go sell tickets. They hit the ground running, and they're like, oh my gosh, we could send this many kids to Camp Myranda if we can just sell $3,000 tonight.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in the trenches.
Connecting to the cause.
Thank you. I love that. That's so well said. We are connecting to the cause.
I love everything that you have going on, and your jewelry is spectacular.
Thank you.
So congratulations on your success. And I think that this way that you're describing success, though, is so much more meaningful, because success, if it's just money and your name's out there and those things, and you get accolades, that's one thing, and that's great. And, that allows you to live the type of life you want to live. But success, when you truly are contributing to the community around you, sharing your story, to me, that is real success.
I completely agree with you. And if you can put, and I know it's hard because for years I didn't believe this. So I'm saying everything that I had to go through, the MIT mistakes I have tried. And so if you put money second and passion first, oh my gosh, you will build an empire. And don't get down on yourself that, oh my gosh, but no one in my family hasn't graduated. They haven't graduated from college. No one in my family. My daughter was my first graduate a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
From our entire family. And so, you know what? Don't get down on yourself. And if you put the money second and your dreams and your passion first, you're going to build an empire, and you're going to build yourself. There's no limit.
Look at you with your sparkly jacket, dropping all the knowledge today, Myranda. Thank you so much for being here.
Oh gosh, thank you so much. This is actually a huge dream of mine. So thank you, Carey.
I love
so
having
excited.
you here. And thanks to all of you for watching and listening. This is the Next Chapter podcast. I'm Carey Pena.